Hello everyone, welcome back to Happy Zone of Maths. I'm sure you all must be enjoying your vacations, and with that you might have revised the basic concepts of maths as well. Very soon your schools will reopen. I would like to wish for each one of you that may this upcoming academic year be very successful and full of joy for all of you. Now, as I discussed in the last video, today I'm going to explain you 10 things which you must know about triangles. Why? Let me show you why. This year when I was correcting board papers, it was a question asked in Standard 10 CBSE board exam of March 2023. Sides AB and BC and median AD of triangle ABC are respectively proportional to sides PQ and QR and median PM of triangle PQR. Show that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. For this question, which is asked for 5 marks, the figure was not given. You were supposed to draw the figure. And you know what? Many children had drawn this figure, children. The question is asked about two triangles whose median is given, and many children have shown this symbol. And because of that, the figure itself was wrong, and whatever the solution written after that was completely wrong. So, the correct figure is this one. Now, the children who is aware of the concept of altitude and median, which is generally taught in class 7, they will be able to understand what exactly mistake is over here. Why I have taken this example? Because this is the recent experience which I wanted to tell all of you. This is what is happening when your basic concepts regarding two-dimensional shapes are not clear. And this is the reason I am making this video, children. Like the concepts which you have studied in Standard 7, generally you forget when you come to Standard 9 and 10. But maths won't work in that way. You must be aware of few basic concepts. Only then you will be able to apply the concepts learned in Standard 9 and 10. Got it, children? So now let us take a look at the 10 important things you must be aware regarding triangle. What is a triangle, children? When three non-collinear points joined by three line segments, a polygon is formed, and which is called as triangle, which has three angles. So now, as you can see it on the screen, in triangle TRY, there are three vertices, that is point T, point R and point Y. There are three sides, that is segment TR, segment RY and segment TY. And there are three angles, that is angle T, angle R and angle Y. This is about basic thing about triangle. Now let us start the 10 things which you must be aware regarding triangle. 1. Types of triangle based on its sides. Now, as the word tells you, based on its sides, there are three types. First is equilateral triangle, second is isosceles triangle, and third is scalene triangle. Equilateral triangle is the triangle which has all three sides equal. Isosceles triangle is a triangle which has only two sides are equal, and scalene triangle is a triangle where there is no side which is equal to each other. Clear, children? Second important thing is types of triangle based upon angle. Okay, let's see what are they. First is acute triangle, second is right triangle, third is obtuse triangle. Now what is the difference in it? Acute triangle is the triangle which has all three angles less than 90 degree. Right triangle is a triangle which has any one triangle which is measuring 90 degree. And obtuse triangle is a triangle in which any one angle will be measuring greater than 90 degree. Third important thing about triangle is angle sum property of a triangle. Now what does it tell you? It tells you that if you add measure of angle A, measure of angle B and measure of angle C, which are the three angles of triangle ABC, then their sum is 180 degree, and it is true for any triangle. You take any type of triangle and add the three interior angles of this triangle, the sum will be always 180 degree. What the property states? The sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degree, which is known as angle sum property of a triangle. Fourth important property is triangle inequality theorem. Now what does it mean, children? If there is a triangle which is there on the screen, triangle A, B, C, and let these are the measures of the sides. Let this side measures A units, this is B units, and this is C units. In this case now, if you take sum of any two sides of a triangle, it will be always greater than the remaining third side. So, as you can see here, if you take A plus B, it will be always greater than the third side C. And it is true for all the combinations. That is, if you now take B plus C, B and C, if you add these two sides, their sum will be greater than the remaining third side. If you take C plus A, their sum will be greater than the remaining third side, that is B. And this is the triangle inequality theorem, which states that the sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Next important property is properties of inequalities of sides and angles of a triangle. Now what does it mean? If in a triangle, angle B is greater than angle A, in that case, side opposite to angle B, which is side opposite to angle B, it is side AC, and side opposite to angle A, which is BC. Now what is the relation between them? I read this line again. If angle B is greater than angle A, then side opposite to angle B will be greater than side opposite to angle A. Now this is B, opposite side is AC, this is A, opposite side is BC. If B is greater than A, then AC will be greater than BC. Understood, children? And this is known as, if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the side opposite to the greater angle is greater than the side opposite to the smaller angle. And it is true vice versa as well. Okay, that is, if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to the greater side is greater than the angle opposite to the smaller side. Sixth important property of a triangle, which is known as isosceles triangle theorem. It is based upon the previous property only. What does it state? In a triangle, if two sides are equal, like here in triangle ABC, side AB is equal to side AC, in that case, the angle opposite to these sides will also be equal. That means, if you see angle opposite to side AB, it is angle C, and angle opposite to side AC, it is angle B. And therefore, if AB is equal to AC, then angle B will also be equal to angle C. And it is known as isosceles triangle theorem. Again, the vice versa is also correct. That means, if two angles of a triangle are congruent, then the sides opposite to them are also congruent. So what is given, it depends upon that. If the sides are congruent given, then the opposite angles are congruent, you can use it as a property. If two angles are congruent given, then opposite sides are equal. This is how you can use it as a property. Seventh important property we all must know is Pythagoras theorem, which generally all of you know. Pythagoras theorem is mainly for right angle triangle. Now in this triangle ACB, angle C is 90 degree. Let these small letters represent the sides, measures of the sides of this right angle triangle. And if this is the case, then what Pythagoras theorem states? It states that sum of square of two sides of a triangle will be equal to the square of its hypotenuse. In a right angle triangle, the square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Eighth important property of a triangle is theorem of remote interior angles of a triangle. Now here you must know few things before we understand this property. First of all, you must know what do you mean by exterior angle. So here in this case, triangle ABC, if you extend one of the side of a triangle in one direction, okay, in that case this extended side makes an angle with the existing side but in the exterior of a triangle, and this angle is known as exterior angle. So here exterior angle of a triangle ABC is angle ACD, that means this whole angle. Okay, now let us understand interior angles. Interior angles means what? The angles which are made by this triangle, that means angle A, angle B and angle C. We also write the name of angles using 3 letters. Rather, I would suggest always use 3 letters to write the name of angles. Now let us understand what do you mean by remote interior angle of a triangle for the given exterior angle. Now if you observe here angle ACB, now if you observe here angle ACD, that means this exterior angle. For this exterior angle, this angle is the nearer angle, okay, and so we call it as a adjacent interior angle, okay. But if you observe these two interior angles, that is I have represented with alpha and beta, if you see this alpha angle and beta angle, they are far from this exterior angle than this interior angle, right? So what do we call? We call the nearer angle as a adjacent angle, and we call these two interior angles as a remote interior angles because they are far from this exterior angle. So I hope now you are clear with what do you mean by exterior angle, what do you mean by adjacent interior angle, and what do you mean by remote interior angles. So theorem of remote interior angle of a triangle tells you the relation between the exterior angle and the remote interior angles of a triangle. What is the relation? The relation is measure of a exterior angle is equal to sum of its remote interior angles of that triangle. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. Ninth important thing I want you all to know is altitude of a triangle. Now if you observe on the screen, children, there are 2 triangles I have taken. One is the acute triangle and the other is the obtuse triangle. Why I have taken 2? Because when it comes to altitude, altitude can be inside the triangle or it can be outside the triangle. Let's check this triangle first. In the triangle AMH, okay, in this triangle, this is an altitude, okay. And why it's an altitude? The definition of altitude is perpendicular drawn from the vertex to the opposite side of a triangle. The word perpendicular is important. Perpendicular means what? A segment which is making an angle of 90 degree. Okay. So altitude of a triangle is what? A perpendicular drawn from the vertex of a triangle to its opposite side is called as altitude of that triangle. But if you observe this obtuse triangle, when I am drawing perpendicular from this vertex, the opposite side is here, right? This PO. So in this case, what do we do is we extend this side in this way and then we draw the altitude, and therefore the altitude is existing outside the triangle. The interior part of a triangle is this part, okay, that is HOP. In this triangle, the altitude is coming in the exterior of a triangle. Here the altitude is present in the interior of a triangle. Okay, so these are the 2 cases which you need to remember regarding altitude of a triangle. Let's just focus here. These 2 are the altitude of the given triangle. In triangle MAH, segment MT is an altitude, and in triangle HPO, segment HE is an altitude. I repeat the definition of altitude. The perpendicular drawn from a vertex to the side opposite to it is called as altitude of a triangle. Altitude 90 degree. This is also called sometimes as a distance, okay, because distance we always measure by drawing a perpendicular. So this is known as height, this is known as distance, this is known as perpendicular, this is known as altitude as well. So though these different words are coming, you need to understand it is nothing but the perpendicular, it is nothing but the altitude. Okay children, let's move for the last property, that is median of a triangle. Now what do you mean by median of a triangle? In this triangle CAR, segment CE will be called as a median. Why? Because median is a segment drawn from the vertex of a triangle to the opposite side of a triangle in such a way that this segment will bisect the opposite side. Now, what do you mean by bisect? Making two equal parts, as it has been represented over here. These same signs, same standing lines, they represent that AE is equal to RE. So what is a median, children? A median of a triangle is a segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of the side opposite to it. It is called as median of a triangle. So I hope you are now clear with the median and altitude. Okay, let's just compare it quickly. Remember, altitude is a perpendicular drawn on the opposite side from the vertex. Median is the line which is joining vertex and midpoint of the opposite sides. So understand, children, median need not be perpendicular. Got it, all of you? It is possible in case of equilateral triangle and in case of isosceles triangle sometime that median and altitude, they both are same. Okay, but they need not be same for all triangles. Okay, median, you have to remember that it's a midpoint. Altitude, you have to remember that it's a perpendicular making angle of 90 degree. Now let's continue the median of a triangle itself. If you observe, every triangle we can draw three medians, and all these three medians intersect each other at one point, which is known as centroid of a triangle, and which is most of the time or always denoted by capital letter G. Okay, and there is one more property regarding this G, that is the centroid of a triangle divides each median in two segments whose lengths are in the ratio 2:1. So for example, if you consider this median AX, okay, so what this statement is saying, this median AX is divided by this point G. Now which are the two parts because of this G? AG and XG. These are the two parts of median AX. Now it is dividing in the ratio of 2:1. That means what? If the length of GX is let's say A, then the length of AG will be 2A. 1:2 or 2:1. That's it for the day, children. I hope you are now clear with the basic concepts of triangles. Now what you are supposed to do is watch this video once in a week, which will be helpful for you to learn all these properties, and your journey to learn more concepts about triangles in standard 9 and standard 10 will be much easier. Now, like this, I will be making one more video which will be based upon a circle, where I will explain things you must know about circle. If you find this video helpful, please like this and share it with maximum number of your friends, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel because we are here to make math simple. Thank you.